Welcome back to ESPN College Football, presented by Geico. It's Mountain West Conference Mountain Division matchup between New Mexico and Utah State, ready for the second half. A 14-6 Utah State lead from Maverick Stadium. And Utah State will get the football to begin the second half. Glad to have you with us on this Saturday, along with Alex Cordry down on the field and Ray Bentley in the booth with me. I'm Mark Neely.
And we had a pretty clean played, well played, good football game that first half. I was impressed.
Jason Sanders to kick off. Quan Ellison back deep with Kennedy Williams. And he slipped as he kicked, but still gets it a yard into the end zone, where it's brought out by Ellison. A flag comes in, and Ellison tackled at the 30. So we'll see about the flag. Let's see where Utah State will begin this drive.
That's usually a blocking infraction.
During the return, holding. Receiving team number 95. 10-yard penalty, first down.
That first half defenses really got stout late in the half for New Mexico, though. First time in 20 games they haven't scored a first half touchdown.
Yeah, you got to give the credit to the Aggie defense in particular up front. Those guys were studly, and they only had 5 dives for 12 yards. When you can do that to this New Mexico team, you're shutting them down, and that's exactly what happened. And we'll see what Bob Davie and company come up with here for the second half, but it's Utah State's first possession.
This is Hobbs, who fakes the jet sweep. It's the third time tonight that they have used Hobbs as the quarterback for the first play of a possession. And now Myers comes out after what was a gain of 3 for Hobbs.
This Lobo defense played pretty well, too, after the first 2 drives, giving up touchdowns. They've been in shutdown mode.
Myers fires. Tarver has it. Hit at the 25. Tumbles forward to the 28. Close to the first down by Nias Martin. Alex Cordry down on the field. Curious, Alex, what was on Bob Davie's mind at the half?
Yeah, well, he said expect to see Austin Apodaca starting here in the second half. He also said you can expect to see the Lobos throwing the ball here a little bit more, and they're going to be trying to keep Utah State off balance.
Well, interesting. Thank you, Alex. We were talking who we thought may start. Here's a long pass. Lewis in stride. Caught by Nias Martin, but that's Jared Colston Green, that is.
There's a flag back there, though.
Yep, back at the 23. Let's see if it's coming back. That's what Bob Davie's pointing at.
I don't see any official waving for them to all come back yet. Everyone has matriculated down into where that play ended.
Well, the flag's been picked up, but let's see. It's a 48-yard gain.
What a throw, too, by Myers. I mean, that was a
Personal
dime.
foul. Hands to the face. Defense number 92. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Wow, that's on William Uday, one of the defensive linemen for New Mexico, and that didn't turn out how Bob Davie had hoped. He was hoping that was going to come back, but instead it's added on to with the personal foul.
And that was an aberration for the Aggies. They don't usually take those deep shots in their own territory, but they saw something they liked, and boy, they hit it. And Kent Myers, I'd have him keep throwing this football for a while here. He is red hot with it.
First catch of the night for junior Jared Colston Green. He had a 49-yard catch last week at Wyoming. There's a 48-yard reception this week. Myers hands off. This is Gerald Bright's first carry of the night. We've not seen Devontae Mays. We didn't expect to see Devontae Mays, quite frankly, with the knee injury. A couple of carries last week at Wyoming. We were told it would be doubtful for Mays, and it's turned out that way.
No, and they're really doing it with, you know, the committee that they have back there with Hobbs, the quarterback, getting a few carries, but Lindsey and Williams and Hunt and Bright are the guys who have carried the football.
Myers on the run, throws inside the 5. Caught that one is Rayshad Lewis. steps out at the 4.
Again, Meyer is so athletic and throws darts on the run. They love to move him on the pocket. Quick little out route, and that's stealing down here in this area of the field. Sets him up with a 3rd and short, and they're bringing in some extra beef.
Yeah, it's not a 1st and goal, as you alluded to. The ball spotted at the 4. First down marker just inside the 3, close to the 2. Here's a handoff. Lindsey. Well, he got the first down. Did he get into the end zone?
I thought so.
Yes. Ryan Judge says he is in. 2nd rushing touchdown of the night for Tony Lindsey.
And what I think made this play work was the way they sprinted out of the huddle, got lined up, and then they slammed it into the middle of that defense. But when you do that on the goal line, you catch that defense on their heels just a little bit, just enough to get the power in the block, and then a great job of stretching it and working to find
the previous
pay dirt.
play is under further review. The ruling on the field was a touchdown.
They're going to let replay official Judson Howard take a look at this to see if he got in. If it stands, it would be a 4-yard touchdown run.
Take a look ourselves, and you see a great block there by number 99, the big defensive lineman coming in and playing fullback. Now he's draped with bodies over him, but it appears to me, I don't see anything in, that's indisputable that would change this call. I don't see a knee down. You know, it's hard to see the football because all the bodies over top. Here's another look that might work for us, but no knees down there. Now it's down. Where is that ball? And the thing is if you can't see it, you can't overturn it.
Got to go with the call on the field, and that's a touchdown. This may be the best view.
Knee down now, and again, you can't. You know what? From that view,
he's not in.
I don't think he's in because this guy right here, you see, he's not in.
And you can see the complete goal line. Doesn't look to be anything overhanging the goal line, but
to me, that's indisputable video evidence that is not a touchdown. We'll see if our good buddy Judson Howard, the replay official.
Well, the question is, where do you spot it? I know you're talking a matter of inches here, but just.
Yeah, and I think that's where you spot it, inches from the goal line. You pick how many.
All right, Ray's on the side of this call being overturned. And even if it is, you're looking at a 1st and goal.
Right, that's the key. They got the first down, so they're going to have another fresh set to get this touchdown if they don't get it on this ruling. Judson Howard, the replay official, has retired from working in the computer business, lives in Los Angeles, and spent 20 years on the field as both a referee and a field judge. I think we're in good hands.
And here comes the verdict.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
So it is a touchdown. Ray's 0 for 1 tonight.
Or am I, or is somebody else?
Well, somebody else's opinion is the only one
Yeah,
that
I
really
guess
matters.
in that respect, you are correct, sir. But what a huge drive to start this second half for the Aggies.
Well, a fast start for them in the first half, and so far a fast start for the Aggies here in the second half.
And if there was any doubt we were going to see Apodaca at quarterback, that evaporated as well.
And the extra point from Brock Warren makes it 21-6. Well, our Week 10 Monday Night Football matchup at 8:15 Eastern on ESPN features 2 of the best receivers in the NFL. A.J. Green of the Bengals, Odell Beckham Jr. of the Giants from MetLife Stadium. Our coverage begins with Monday Night Countdown, served by Applebee's at 6 Eastern, and it also streams live on Watch ESPN. So New Mexico to get the football for the first time in the half, and you and I were discussing at the break, Ray, about who we thought would start at quarterback for New Mexico in this half. And if the score had stayed 14-6, we thought it would be Jordan, but it was going to be Apodaca anyway. And now with that touchdown, makes it a moot point.
Yeah, and you know, Bob Davie has seen this now for the last 3 years, where the Aggies are able to stop that dive part of their offense and then really force them into another mode. And that another mode is Apodaca at quarterback, and you mix a lot more pass into your option game.
Jake Thompson kicks off, and a short one taken at the 6 by freshman Elijah Lilly. Cuts back at the 20, gets a block to the 24, and then hit there and pushed backwards.
Well, I love to keep track of the option in terms of where the production is coming from on the various aspects of it, and that would be your dive, your keep, and your pitch. And you can see by this, the dive has been entirely slammed. And that tells me that they need to get to the edge where they've had a little more success, and or ditch the option and bring in your throwing quarterback, and that's where Bob Davie went with it.
Seefeld jumps.
Yeah, he jumped hard, didn't he? Seefeld's one of those guys, though. He don't go half speed at nothing.
Hey, it's senior night. It's his
Offside. Defense number 70. Unabated to the quarterback. 5-yard penalty. First down.
It's his unabated past the quarterback.
It's his last home game. We documented earlier about how he's come back from a near fatal auto accident.
And when Coach Wells was telling us the story, he teared up. You know, we asked him about seniors and various guys, and that one hit his heart.
Apodaca keeping, and he's swarmed under at the 29 by Ricky Aliifua.
This is how you stop the option. You spread it out, and you got a big guy. Now that amazes me that such a big man, Aliifua, is able to play out on the edge. I mean, we're talking about a guy that's
280.
Yeah, 6'2", 280, but nimble. He should try the ballroom dancing deal.
Second down at 5. Get to the option. Apodaca going to keep it. He has the first down, gets a block, hurdles the defender down the sideline across midfield, and he's out near the 45-yard line of Utah State. Long run, 32 yards.
Yeah, and this is just a missed tackle on the quarterback. You got Carmen going inside out, and it was just a little bit of a block from Gauchi that forced him to take a different path, and he wasn't able to make the tackle. He could only shoot an arm out there, and Apodaca broke that arm tackle.
It was officially for 26 yards for Apodaca and a first down on this, the first possession of the half for New Mexico, trailing 21-6.
They like to take shots in these situations. Here it is.
Apodaca looking, throws underneath, and a well-covered Patrick Reed, too high and incomplete.
That might have been your the biggest understatement you made tonight. There were 3 guys draped over him. They wanted to take the ball deep down the field, but Utah State watches film too, and they were very alert to the fact that New Mexico loves to throw. When their first or initial first down, once they pass midfield, it's 50-50 them taking a deep shot.
New Mexico still looking to find the end zone. Again, not scoring in the first half tonight. First time in 20 games they've not scored a first half touchdown. You have to go back to the Arizona State game, game 3 of the season for them last year. They jumped. Free play. Apodaca fires high and over the head of Matt Quarles.
Well, that's unsound football to me. When you see that as a receiver, you automatically convert to a go. You got nothing to lose. So I think that's a mistake.
Defense number 91. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Senior Siwe Taufa called for jumping early.
That tells me that Apodaca's using that cadence, that voice, to draw these guys off. He's gotten 2 already in this drive.
Gets him 5 yards and a second down at 5. 3 penalties tonight against each squad. Terrion Gibson there will get the carry. Gibson to the 34-yard line, and he will have the first down. Gibson hasn't broken one tonight. He's the type of guy, though, Ray, at any moment he can go to the house.
Yeah, he's got house speed, no doubt about it. And he's also a guy that they'll get the ball to in different ways. Now, that was an aberration, too. That was a simple outside lead play. It had nothing to do with any kind of option. And they're going away from that because they haven't had a lot of success with it.
5.4 yards per carry tonight for Gibson. Came in averaging 9.6 per carry, #1 in the nation. This time, Running left, a spin by McCorley, tied up there by Gage Ferguson.
Great play by Ferguson. You know, this little inside zone look that they have, they press it to the edge. And so if you're that outside edge player, even though that ball seems to be running inside, you've got to stay home. And Ferguson did so and then made a solid tackle.
Second down at 4, line to gain the 23. 5 minutes gone here in the third quarter from Logan. Pitch to Gibson. Lowers his head and finds his way to about the 21. Ran into Gage Ferguson once again. A 7-yard run for number 7.
And they're feeding the horse right now. And that's what you do when you're down like they are. Who do you go to? Your horse. And that's what Gibson is. He's their explosive guy. He's the home run hitter. Get the ball in his hands and make something happen. And he is. This is a nice little drive they're putting together here.
First down from the 20-yard line. Apodaca pitches. And it took some effort from McCorley just to get close to the line of scrimmage because Brock Carmen and Daniel Gray were in the backfield.
Yeah, Gray did a great job staying home, forcing it back inside, and then Carmen showed up. This is a counter option a little bit. They sent Gibson the other way, trying to play with linebacker eyes, but the defense has been very good in terms of their assignment. Their defensive coordinator, co-defensive coordinator, Frank Maley, told us, I can't tell you how many times he said assignment football, and that's what they're doing tonight, and everyone is getting their assignments in on time.
First, one of the few carries tonight for Woodhouse.
And up to number 6.
Gain of 2.
This is where this defense has been extremely stout once they get into the red zone. And ironically, that's where New Mexico throughout the season has been extremely successful in getting touchdowns. I believe this is their 4th foray into the red zone tonight, and they don't have a touchdown. They were over 75%.
And a third down and 9 on that 3rd and long, which we categorize as 5 yards or more. They have not picked one up yet tonight.
It's like 2-man coverage.
Apodaca fires a bullet, and a first down catch just inside the 10, down near the 5 is Q.
And this
Patrick Reed, that is.
Yeah, and Reed's working on Daniel Gray on the left side of your screen. And Gray expected help from the safety. Now the safety, Ferguson, made the tackle, but he's not going to help you in terms of underneath coverage. He's going to help you over the top. So I believe that one was on Gray, dropping his coverage a little too quickly.
Ball got stripped out late by Ferguson, but Reed was definitely down, so it is a 1st and goal for New Mexico, just outside the 6. McCorley swarmed under at the 5 by Anthony Williams. Just a 1-yard gain.
I think they're going to have to get to the edge to get to the end zone. There has been nothing going on up this middle in the red zone so far. The defensive line has played outstanding, and the linebackers have pitched in as well. In particular, Anthony Williams.
11th play of the drive. The first possession of the second half for the Lobos. Gibson cuts back and fights his way into the end zone. Touchdown.
Just like I talked about, Mark, they got to the edge. They ran away from that stout defensive line on a wide kind of ISO play. And when Gibson gets close, he can smell it and he can go get it. And you saw the power that he had at the end of that thing as well. And it looks like Bob Davie is chasing points early on here, and I don't like that at all either. And now he's changed his mind, and I'm thankful, because you know, you need every point you can get, and then at the end, that's when you go for 2 if you need to.
Yeah, he brought out the unit to go for 2, but changed his mind, brings out Jason Sanders for the point after.
Well, if they didn't get it, they'd be down 9. That's 2 possessions. They got to keep this thing a 1-possession game. You got to kick this.
Oh, we saw Pittsburgh today in their game against Clemson, missed an extra point. they did not chase the points too early, and it wound up helping them in their upsets.
Amazing how that works out. But this is what Gibson does best. Get outside where you've got a little room, a little shake, a little bake, and then some power to finish it off.
Well, last night, the American Festival Chorus and the Utah State Symphonic Orchestra performed a concert as a tribute to U.S. military servicemen and women. And this year's featured guest, Dr. Russell Hurst, a Vietnam veteran, took place here last night in Logan, part of Veterans Day weekend. (21-13). Utah State leads. New Mexico found the end zone. Alex, what's the pulse down on the sideline for the Lobos?
Mark Gray, it's a rejuvenated New Mexico bench. Right after that touchdown, they were all celebrating, and Garrett Hughes yelled at his teammates saying, "We've got the momentum, let's go."
Well, let's see if they can sustain that with a defensive stop here.
Right, they needed it. They needed that in the worst way. See if it carries over.
So each team has scored a touchdown on their only possession of the second half. Second possession for the Aggies, beginning from their own 25. Lewis motions into the backfield. It's a handoff running right. Kennedy Williams stopped by Jake Rothschiller.
And that's just another thing they do to affect the eyes of the defenders. You got Lewis, who's a big play guy for them. They move him around, get him the football. Oh, no, wait a minute. Now he's in the backfield. What are we going to do? And then they just send him the opposite way and run it the other way. Just a way to mess with the eyes of that defense.
Play picked up 4, a second down at 6. Fakes the handoff, rolling left. Hit right as he made the catch at the 30, Gerald Bright. And again, it's Jake Rothschiller on back-to-back plays for New Mexico.
Rothschiller just gave you a clinic wheel tackle. I mean, that's how you do it. You wrap them up, you put your face on the football, and then you drive your legs, and you make somebody pay. And that's exactly what he did. I like those things.
3rd and 5, and Utah State 3 of 5 on 3rd down tonight.
Blitz off the edge here.
Here it comes. Myers stands tall, throws and finds his tight end, Wyatt Houston. There is a flag back at the 35.
Illegal pick. I believe it's going to be offensive pass interference. And Bob Davie, he believes it too.
Saying send him back. Well, Houston, without a catch tonight, he has caught a pass in 15 consecutive games dating back to last year, and that one's coming back, it would appear.
Pass interference. Offense, number 44. 15-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
Got the other tight end, Landon Horn, on that.
Yeah, and here he is. Landon Home is this tight end. He's going to run across, and it's the perfect pick. But this isn't basketball, and you just can't do it. He's going to take that defender out right there. That's how Houston got open. And I don't know if Houston has a problem, but I can tell you right now, Landon Home does.
Well, the umpire was looking right at it and didn't throw the flag. It was the back judge way behind the play. They called it, but it was an obvious pick, as you mentioned. So it's 3rd down and 20 now, back at the 15. Myers. This is Gerald Bright. Gets to what was the original line of scrimmage prior to the penalty at the 25. Run out by Stanley Barnwell, and also Jacob Gergel was there for New Mexico.
Well, that momentum that Alex talked about carried over to the defense, and they were helped by the penalty, which, you know, one of those deals where you hurt yourself is what the Aggies did. You got to be a little more subtle if you're going to pick a guy. You can't blow him up like that.
Aaron Dalton to punt with Chris Davis back at the New Mexico 35. Good rush, but he gets the punt away. And
it's a tumbler.
Bounce short at the 40. Take a New Mexico roll before it's down at the 43. So that'll be good starting field position for the Lobos in this one-score game, getting late 3rd quarter. Well, let's take a look at this week's college football playoff rankings brought to you by Capital One. And take a good look, Ray, because besides the name at the top, Alabama, all these that we're going to show you are probably going to be different on Tuesday.
There's a fair amount of L's on this deal. It's amazing to me, and I had a feeling that things were going to blow up this year, and they certainly have, because, as I said earlier, it seems right now it's Alabama and then the field. And I bet you Ohio State makes one heck of a climb into that top 4. But Wisconsin was at 7, but they've lost to both Ohio State and Michigan. How do they pass them?
A lot of decisions to be made by the committee before Tuesday. And Apodaca looked to hand off, now rolls out right, fires on the move, and that's caught at the 20.
There's another broken play.
Q Drennan, the recipient of that play, but as you mentioned, Ray, another busted play, but that one goes for 37 yards.
Apodaca where's my handoff guy? But then you've got your receiver continuing to play football. And Apodaca keeps his eyes downfield. There was no pressure. He had the time. And that's a nice broken play where Brennan just ran away from him. That's the 3rd time tonight that the Lobos have had a successful broken play.
2 catches tonight for Q Drennan for 78 yards. And pushed back and stopped there. Owens by Ian Tungiai and Brock Carmen.
I believe that what Alex reported on earlier about the Lobos is saying, hey, we got the momentum now. They do, indubitably. Came out with a stop. Now the offense is coming up with plays that you shake your head at, but they're working.
Yeah, the 2 busted plays
right?
in particular come to mind. One in the first half, one here in the 3rd quarter. We've not seen George. Here's Apodaca, who pitches to Gibson inside the 10, and it's going to be 1st and goal from the 8. Nice block by Tyrone Owens, and I think that's what Gibson was pointing out right there.
This is what they call a trap. The corner up here is going to come and take quarterback instead of having the pitch man. And then the safety has to come over the top to get pitch, and he's too far away. They get the edge. There's nobody home. And Bob Davie talked about that they ran some corner trap, and they would be ready for it, and they took advantage of it right there.
That was a 10-yard gain. It is 1st and goal, New Mexico from the 8. New Mexico team that comes in with 4 straight wins. Gibson.
He's so quick.
Cut back, wrapped up inside the 5 by Christopher Unga, but he broke a couple of tackles prior to that.
Do yourself a favor and watch Gibson's feet one of these plays when he gets the football. It's amazing. They never cross. He's got one of the ability to hop and even push off on one foot, go completely laterally, and then accelerate like he had never taken that little jig in the road.
His rushing touchdown on their last possession, their only TD so far tonight, but Lobos threatening again here late in the 3rd quarter. Apodaca pitches, and he's going to stroll in. Gibson with his 2nd touchdown of the half.
And I tell you, Matt Quarles gets an RBI on that one, because he had the pitch man. He had him knocked 8 yards back into the end zone. There was nobody home. And that's because Quarles took him out of the home and knocked him back into the end zone. Perfectly executed across the board.
Well, you know what's going to happen here, Ray, and with 2:24 left in the 3rd quarter, I know what you're going to say about this 2-point.
Don't chase them this early. Come on. There's a lot of football left. You need every point you get. If you don't get this and Utah State scores a touchdown, it's a 2-possession game. It just doesn't make sense.
2-point conversion, trying to tie it. Apodaca pitches. McQuarrie, he gets in. Well, it pays off for Bob Davie there, and it's 21-all.
And Patrick Reed got an RBI on the two-point conversion on the edge. This is the touchdown. You see in the end zone, Quarles getting that block. Outstanding football. That's good option football. We're all tied up.
New Mexico to kick off. They have just tied this game with another Terrion Gibson touchdown run and a 2-point conversion.
A gamble, but it paid off.
Ellison will take a knee. Well, celebrating its 12th year sponsoring the Good Hands Field Goal Nets, Allstate makes contributions to participating universities' general scholarship funds for each field goal and extra point kick. To date, Allstate has contributed millions in scholarship funds.
Yeah, if you miss the kick, do you get a contribution?
That's a good question. And that time they opted not to kick and decided to go for two, and it paid off.
Maybe they get twice as much if they get the two-point conversion, but there's no kick involved, so I'm not sure.
You're full of a lot of complications.
Oh,
well,
you should spend a minute in my head.
This game has gotten complicated for Utah State because Tony Lindsay is tackled for a loss.
That's Alex Hart, the linebacker, who shot the gap and made a tackle for a loss. That when you do that on first down, you set up yourself to get a 3 and out. Because now Utah State is where they do not want to be, 2nd and 12.
Hart's 4th tackle for loss this year. A loss of a couple, 2nd down and 12. Myers rolling out, fires a strike. There's a catch for Houston. So there's his first catch of the night. That does extend his streak to 16 consecutive games with a grab.
Yeah, this is a nice little submarine boot. You're going to see him run underneath, but then you got 2 tight ends involved, and Houston hesitated and then came out, and that's the hardest coverage to make, because when that guy holds it and stands on the line and blocks you for a minute, you're thinking, I got it, and then all of a sudden he's gone.
Here comes the pressure. Got rid of it in time, but there is Carson. He did pick it off.
Rolling on the field was an interception.
In fact, the line judge says he picked it off, and then
New Mexico.
Another was waving incomplete, but the call right now on the field is an interception for Ryan Santos.
And Santos sloughed off. Now he had outside coverage. You see number 12 here. He's got 83. He's supposed to cover Houston, but he got his eyes back inside, saw the ball coming, and jumped in front. That's called a slough by the corner, and it wasn't no slouch. That's a great football play, being aware of what's going on.
So if that call stands, it'll be the 2nd interception of the year for Santos, and that is indeed going to stand. So that's the first turnover of the game on either side, and New Mexico takes over at the 36 of the Aggies.
They're a confident group right now.
Owens, though, met by a trio of Utah State blue shirts and a loss of 2. Travis Seafeld, Ricky Alifua, and Edmund Faimalo there.
Watch this defensive line. Every one of them slapped their man and stepped aside and got upfield and then met at the ball carrier. And that's a great stunt up front. And the defensive line coach, Frank Mailey's got to be very happy about his boys in the middle right now.
Playing with some motivation. Let's say what's at stake here for Utah State. If they lose this game, they're not going to a bowl this year.
Right.
And they've gone 5 straight seasons.
And Matt Wells, that's one of the first things he said to us. We still have that goal in front of us.
Apodaca pitches. Owens running right, uses a stiff arm, but Marquand Ellison got enough of him to bring him down, and that's back-to-back key plays by the Aggies defense.
Apodaca pitched this ball too soon. You have to press the man who has quarterback, and he did not. He just flipped it out there, and so now you've got people in the alley who, oh, there's the ball. That's easy. I'll just come up and make a play.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter.
So that takes us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Big game in the Mountain West Mountain Division, all tied up at 21 at the end of 3.